The information on this video is still as relevant today as when it was actually recorded a few years ago. Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to do a very annoying job that often happens, and it's when you go to do a job indoors on your plumbing system. Either you got a tap leaking or something, or you're going away on holiday and you need to turn the water off before you go. Here's the humble stopcock, and you go to turn it and it's solid. You just can't turn that spout like that. It's supposed to turn nice and easy, but you find your one under the sink is a solid, you just can't turn it. What are you going to do about it? There is a couple of things we can do, and I'm going to show you what you can do. The usual place every stop tap seems to be these days is under a horrible sink like this. So I'm going to show you what you can do to try and do something about this position when you've got a seized up stopcock. This often happens in hard water areas, London and Kent. The chalk and limescale gets a grip on the internal gubbins of the thing and stops it from moving. So let's come down now and have a look in the cupboard. This is the usual position that most stopcocks are in. Now if you can see there, I'm shining a torch on it. There's mine. It's an old-fashioned job, 1960s, you know, with a drain valve built into the tap. You don't often see these anymore, so you know it's a really old job. And what happens is this tap gets very tight and you can't budge it. It's just gone solid. There's a couple of things you can do. Now, I like a pair of footprints like this, and what I like to do, and I know how much to give it, I know this is one of those things, I'm a plumber, I'll put it on the top of the tap and just turn it a quarter of a turn. But before you do that, there's one thing to help ease this tap off, is to loosen this packing box. There's a packing box on there. If you've got a spanner like this, you can get it on there and just slacken it off half a turn, okay, like so. Now it will start dripping, but don't worry about it. Leave your water on when you do this, because you won't know when you've got the water off to the tap. So if you turn the water off outside because you're worried about it's leaking, you won't actually be able to tell until you've done it quite a few turns it is actually off. So I tend to leave the water on. It's not going to come flying out of there, and it's not going to break unless this whole tap turns out and then you see water. Well, obviously you've got to turn it off out the front. Yeah, normally this never undoes at this socket here because it's very, very tight indeed. But if you are at all worried, obviously do turn it off out the front first. But this is what I normally do. So I loosen that half a turn, like I've just shown you. A pair of footprints and put it on the top, and just turn it a touch like that. Mine's loose already, okay, because it isn't tight. But go as far as you can without breaking the top off, and then turn it back again, okay, back to where it was, okay, and then give it another turn, and you might be able to get it a bit further, and then back again, okay, and then go again. And as you've got to keep this process going until eventually that tap starts to turn down to its thread. Now when it starts to go down, you may find it cracks easily, and you can turn it after that. Now by leaving your cold tap on above the sink, you can tell when you've got the water off, which is why I say to leave the water on out the side. So you'll know it's gone off because the tap will stop running and you know you've got it. Now a lot of people said to me, well, why can't I put some oil down here? Well, I can tell you that oil is of no use whatsoever. I'm tightening this gland back up just to show you how easy it is to stop the leak again, okay? Just put your spanner back on there and tightening back up. Now, not too much, just the right amount, and you'll feel that, like that tap now, it just feels right. You can just feel it's not too loose, it's not too tight, and now that tap is working again. Sometimes I say all you need to do is give it that first push like that, and you'll find you can do it with your hand. Other times it doesn't, it is really solid, and you've got to do that method I've just showed you. Turn it a little bit that way, back, turn it a bit more that way, back, and turn it a bit more that way and back until it goes off. Leave your cold tap running on the sink and you know when you've got it, because the cold tap will stop running. Okay, so that's my usual method of doing it in position. So what to do if it completely, the top snaps off, or you just can't get anywhere with it. Now another thing you can do, if you're worried about the top breaking off, you can use a pair of these, this is Stilsons, and put them on the thread, on the spindle, and turn it. That's another way of doing it if you're worried about breaking the top off. Okay, or some people use water pump pliers again on the thread there, round there, So just above the thread of the gland on the nut if you're worried about breaking the tap off. But the thing is, if the handle breaks anyway, the tap's still no good. If it's solid, there's nothing to lose, because it's broken anyway, it doesn't work. So in my opinion, I'd sooner just try and get it off with these on the top of there, as I've shown you. What to do if it's broken and it's solid? Okay, right, I'm going to show you something now. If it is solid and you can't do anything, there's a couple of routes you can take. So if you want to come out of the cupboard with me now, and I'll show you a stopcock. Okay, now here is our humble stopcock. What I suggest you do is go and buy one of these. They're not very expensive. Okay, get one from your local plumber stores and crack it at this position here with a spanner. I'll get my spanner out of the cupboard, ready? Okay, and I've undone this one ready just to show you, and crack it there. Okay, now once you've done that, you can turn this out, right? And there is our washer. That's our sealing washer, and there's a washer to our tap, and there's the internal. What has happened to your stopcock is that this thread has seized up. So if I just show you that part, okay, see the bit there that is turning, that is corroded inside the body of that tap. So now there's a couple of things you can do. If you want to crack this off, the tap inside the cupboard, make sure you turn the water off outside this time, because obviously you will be under live pressure. Undo the tap inside and get it out. Also, another thing to watch when you do undo this tap is be very careful when you crack it down, you don't break the pipework either side. It's sometimes best to have a spanner on there when you crack it. Once it goes, it will come out easily. Now there's one or two things you can do. You can buy a new stopcock, which would be a good policy. They're not very dear, and you may find this thread fits in the old body of the old stopcock in the cupboard. So you might find there's your old stopcock in the cupboard that this fits exactly, and job done. Tighten it back in and you've got a working stopcock. Alright, so it's well worth trying. If it doesn't, then another thing worth trying, once you've got your old one out, if you pretend this is the old one, you can then use oil. You can use oil in there, the usual stuff, you know, to try and free that up, and squirt it down there. And some people even lay it in a pool of oil overnight, in the fact that the oil might get down that thread and free it. And once again, once you start it moving, you can do it. And also you can put it in a vise then, if you have a vise in your garage, and really get some movement on there. Okay, and once it gets moving, once again you might have a working stopcock back. So at the very worst, you can't get it out, the body's solid in the tap, in the cupboard. So what do? The handle's broken off, you can't get it to turn whatsoever. Well, there's one other thing you can still do. Buy a new stopcock. Now I'm going to show you a little drawing here on the table. If you point this down to here, now here's our rising main, our stopcock. If like under my cupboard I've just shown you, it'd be very difficult to renew that tap, because the thing is as well, if you used to undo these nuts, if I show you these nuts here, they might not be the same thread as that. So those nuts might not go onto this new stopcock. They might not fit. So it's not going to be as easy as you think. Because they won't marry up. Now a lot of people, and this is some plumbers, won't do it because it's sort of bad practice really, but if it's very awkward, this stopcock, to renew in the position it's in, and you're not sure the nuts on there are going to fit the nuts on here, then just saw the handle off and stick your stopcock here, further up in a more accessible position, so it's up the pipe somewhere else. I know it's kind of bad practice to leave an old stopcock there, but if it's not working, it's jammed open in a fully on position, it's not going to hurt anything. And then you have your tap further up, your nice new tap, because all you've got to do then is cut the pipe there and there and put your olives on and do it up, and you've got a new tap to replace this solid one. And that's a way round it, okay? And that is the only easy way if you do have to renew the tap. But do try all those methods first. Normally they always work. Usually once you crack this spindle, it does free up and get going. So there you are. That's an easy way to try and fix the good old humble stopcock. If yours is seized up solid, do try those methods first. Alright, that's it from me, Derek and 33, all my videos. Thanks very much for watching.